Go ahead and share your screen. Let's see your screen.
Okay, sir.
Frank, hope your system is on now.
Yes, it's on. It's coming up now.
Okay.
Yes. Before Amaka finish her own, I think I'll be
Okay.
able to.
So Amaka, let's see your own screen.
Like
Okay.
this as it is now, I want to align, I want to move all of them to the center. So how can I achieve that?
You want to move everything to the center.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Okay. To move it to the center, go to your code. Let me see your code. So from here now, you have okay, you have a style. You style it already. Okay. You use document wide. How did you get to know? Okay. Were you in the formal class?
Yes.
Okay. Now, for you to move this thing to the center, go to that place where you have the table. Up, go up. That place where you have
This table,
the CSS.
okay.
Margin. Margin. I have put auto. Now let's check the browser now. Let's see what happened.
Okay.
Check the browser, the web page, and let's see what happened. It's only the table that moved, yes, because you have them separately. I didn't mean you have them inside a container. Then
okay, inside one div. Okay.
Don't worry, go ahead and apply the same effect to the text. Margin auto to that H1. That one too will move. Copy that same code, put it under the H1. It will work. Has it moved?
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Is it working now?
Yeah.
All right.
So the margin moves everything to the center. Okay, auto means, does it mean that auto means center?
Auto means automatically detects the center of the screen.
Okay. What if I want to move it to the right side?
If you want to move to the right side, then it will not be in this form. It will be that you need to actually enclose it inside a div. Then the div is what you can now work with.
What will I tell the div?
For the div, then you can use display flex. You can use float.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Do you get now?
Yes, sir.
Aha.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay. Let me see your table. Go back to your table. Let me see the table. Okay. Now, this is it. Well done. In today's class, I am going to introduce the document-wide styling method. The document-wide styling method. So we're going to be using the document-wide styling method to style our tags. We have talked about the inline styling method. Today is the document-wide styling method. I will put some things on the screen, some tags, which I will need to style. Now, I will use H1, that is the heading 1 tag. Then I will put God bless me. God bless me. Fine. Then I want to style this. Please pay attention to this. The document-wide styling method can actually come inside the head tag. That means immediately after the title tag, like this, or it can come after the body tag, that is inside the body opening tag like this. It's still okay, it's still correct. Also, it can come immediately after the closing head tag, like this. Still the same thing. You will get the result if you do it anyhow, but professionally, it should always come before the closing head tag. You may see people doing it like this, putting it inside the body tag directly. If you see it this way, it will still work. It all depends on the way you understand the way it should be used. Putting it like this inside the body tag will still work. Making it to come after the closing head tag will still work. Making it to be inside the head tag, it will still work. But the best position for it, the best place to be is inside your head tag before the closing head tag. That is the best position for it. So the document wide, inside here you have the type, which is the attribute, equals to text forward slash CSS. Don't mind me, I want to write JavaScript. Text slash CSS. Text slash CSS. Because I taught JavaScript of recent, so that thing is still on my head. That is why it was JavaScript that actually just came to my memory immediately. Now, for style tag, it will be type equals to text slash CSS. Some people will not put this attribute. It will just be like this, style only, and it will still work. Why? Why is it working without the attribute, which is style? Reason because it has been embedded inside the browser. Please take note of that. It has been embedded inside the browser that anytime it come across the word style, it should be treated as what? A style sheet. It should be treated as what? Cascading style sheet. But I normally advise students to put the type here as text slash CSS. Reason because if it is not actually in the browser that the user is using to open that web page, there will be problem. This is actually let me say a recent addition to browsers, that anywhere the browser come across the word style, it should be treated as cascading style sheet. But what of the previous browsers, the old versions browsers, the old type? If you open search without this attribute on it, it will actually scatter, or it will not recognize those styling. It will not recognize the styling. So it is advisable to always put it like this. But I just want you to understand that you can do without this particular type, this equals to text slash CSS in recent browsers. It works on recent browsers without this. So I will leave it like that. So now we want to do the styling. Now when you are doing styling, let me launch this page on the browser for us to see. Now this is the word God bless me. God bless me. If I want to style this, the first thing I need to do is I need to actually look for the tag name. That is the element. The name of the element is H1. So I need to come here and grab this H1. Then I will come up here and I will put the H1 inside my opening and closing style tag. Then I will open a declaration block, which is this. This is called the declaration block for CSS. Please mute your mic. Dennis. Don't worry, I've done that for you. Okay, let's continue. So the declaration block is this particular one. Don't forget that the tag or the element that we want to style is the H1. So you need to grab the H1, you bring it down to this in between the tag, style tag, then you put the H1, you start with your declaration block, which is your curly bracket. Then inside your declaration block, then you define the property name. Let's say I want to change the color. Then I will come here, I will specify, I just mention color with my colon, then the value that will be for the color. I want the color to be blue. The blue is 000FFF. That is blue. Then that means that color blue should be added. This particular H1 element should change or should take or should be in color blue. Let me just put it that way. Color blue. So if I go back to the browser, it should be in color blue. I want to move this thing to the center of the page. I still go back there and I will apply something called the margin. I can say auto. Now, mind you, this is the property name and this is the value. Then you end it with a semicolon. I always ensure you put your semicolon before the next statement. That is before the next property name and so on. Your semicolon is very, very mandatory. Now the margin is a property name, and the auto means automatically detects the width of the screen and position this thing to the center of the screen. That is the meaning of the auto. Okay, let me see what is actually going on there. Let's see. Okay. Margin auto. Okay. Now let me give it a background color first and see where that actually stops. So I'll be able to tell why it's not moving. Background color is to give the text a background color, as the name implies. Let's just make it yellow. Yellow is FFF, is the reverse of the blue. Take note of that. That's how you can master it. Okay. Already it's on the auto. The auto is actually working because this is the width. The width actually runs across the screen. That's what I was trying to explain. When you say auto, that means it should move the box, the container, the entire box to the center. So that is why we have it across. So it is like 100% of the screen. So if I want to move this text now to the center here, all I need to do is to just say text align to center. The text align should be at the center. Then the text move from the inside the box to the center of the box. Don't forget, I said margin earlier, that the margin should move the text to the center of the screen. But mind you, the text is having its own container, which is invisible container. And that is why I gave it background color of yellow to see where the container runs to. I mean, to see where the container is starting from and where it ends. Now, that is another way to debug when you are writing code. Another way to figure out what could be the problem. Why is my code not working? You can apply background color to see the width of what you are working with. Now, it is the background color that enables me to be able to tell where is the entire width of this particular text. So there's invisible container, which is the yellow that I applied now that you are seeing. So if I should apply margin auto, automatically it's working. But because of the invisible container that was in white before, so it looks as if it was not working. So I decided to add a background for me to be able to see the width of that invisible container. So from there, I'm now able to move my text inside the invisible container by using the text align to center. Okay, let's continue. So that is how to actually do this. Let's assume now that I actually want to get maybe the text now. Like this text, I want to increase the size, which is the font size. Font size. I want to increase the size to 48px. That should make the text more bigger. Wow, let's make it to be 72. Yes. Now, that is how to do document-wide styling. All you need to be doing is write your code or write your property and value inside the element that you want to style. That is just it. Let's say I want to apply a shadow to that text. There's difference between text shadow and box shadow. There is difference between text shadow and box shadow. Let's say I want to apply shadow to this text. A shadow to the text, not a box. The text now. Now, the property name is this. Text shadow. Text shadow. Then, I want it to be, let's say, 0px. 0px. Then another 0. Okay, this should be, let's say, I want this to be 10px. And I want the color to be red. The color to be red, and red is FF is 000 in 4 places. That's red. So now I should have a text shadow. Now you can see that I have a shadow on the text. If I want to increase the shadow, I can just go ahead to do, let's say 20, so it's more obvious. Or let me use 30 for you guys to see. Now this is a shadow. It's actually spreading. Let me reduce it. Let's say 5, so that it will look more real. Now this is a shadow. Let me increase the screen. So there's a shadow on the text. That means shadow before, underneath the text. That is text shadow. If I want to move the shadow down a bit, all I need to do is come here and let me just put 10. The shadow should be moved down a bit. You can see the shadow is being moved down a bit. If I want to take the shadow to the up side, all I need to do, let me see the time. Okay, we are still on. I want to move the shadow up a bit. All I need to do is put a minus before the 10. Then that controls. Now let me explain the figures. The first one here controls the left and the right. The second one here controls the top and the bottom. This one here controls the opacity of the shadow. The first one here controls the left and the right. You want to move the shadow to the left or to the right hand side. This is the figure. This is the one that actually controls that. You want to move the shadow to the top or the bottom. This is what is responsible, this figure here. Then the opacity. This is what is responsible. How thick or how faint you want to feather it. You want it to look, scattered, or you want it to actually look compact, or you want it to actually be in a blur form. I don't know how to explain that, but you should understand what I'm trying to say. But this is what is actually responsible for the opacity opacity of the shadow. Now, if you take a look at this, I have the shadow at the top just because I have a minus here. If I remove the minus, if you put minus, it actually moves the shadow to the top. If you remove the minus, then you have a plus, which is invisible plus in mathematics. There's a plus there which is invisible. It moves the shadow to the bottom. But if you put a 0 there, it makes the shadow to actually remain underneath the text. If you want to move the shadow to your left hand side, all you need to do, you come here, let's put 10 here, but the 10 will actually move it to the right. To the left now, I need to put a minus there to move it to the left. If I want to move it to the right, all I need to do is to remove the minus. So it moves to the right. I believe I've explained that to you. So the shadow effect, text shadow is actually just like that. Then we have the box shadow too. Let me quickly explain the box shadow. Let me add a box here. Let's say, okay, I think I can do that with this. I can do that with this. Box shadow. The box shadow is just the same way, but it applies to the box. The box, the yellow background. All you need to do is box shadow. Then you can apply the same figure. Let me just put the same figure there. Let me just copy this to save time. Box shadow. You can see it applies to the box, which is the yellow. Let me make something to come down. This. Then let me put the 10 here for better understanding. You can see there is a shadow underneath the box. So this is for box. The other one under the text is called text shadow. The second one is the box shadow. So the box shadow applies to box. Text shadow applies to text. Any question to this? I can still go ahead to move it down. Let's say 20. You see that it will come down. Then the opacity is this. I can increase the opacity. Let's say 15. Then you see it looks more fade. I can still go ahead to increase it the more. Let's say I want it to be 30. Then it goes more. Let me change the color to black. The color to black. Black is 000 in 6 places, but you can write it in 3 places. It will still give you. Now this is shadow, and that is how to apply shadow. So it is not only color red that you can apply any color to your shadow. Any color to the shadow. I believe you can see this. This is actually very, very simple. This is shadow, and this is how to apply shadow. Okay. Do you have a question regarding shadow that I just explained? If you have a question, please raise up your hand. Who is raising hand? Okay, Frank. Go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, before the class, when someone was presenting, so I think she asked how she can move her table to the center. Then you said she can use. You said she can use. It's not float, something like that. And I got to understand that float is quite difficult to use. Most of the time, if you don't remember to clear, I think you have to clear the float before, otherwise it's going to mess up your code. Is it really advisable to use float, or is better to use margin and margin auto and just to move your table or to move your stuff around your web page? That's one. Number two, the shadow. Can you put shadow both below and above? Because the one you did, the box shadow, can that shadow below it, can it still reflect above? these things? That's my question.
Okay. Uh, let me let me start with the first question.
Yes.
The call is about to end. I will generate another one for you guys to join.